Egypt, cradle of one of the most mysterious and awe-inspiring civilizations in human history. From the majestic pyramids of Giza to the shadowed tombs of the Valley of the Kings, this ancient land holds secrets that have captivated the world for centuries. Among the 63 tombs discovered in the Valley of the Kings, one stands above them all, a tomb that continues to enchant the modern world. The final resting place of Tutankhamun, the BoyKing, was barely 18 when he died, but the treasures buried with him ensured his immortality. His golden relics have toured the globe, dazzling millions, but now, for the first time in over a century, all 5,000 artifacts are coming home to Egypt and Cairo. Beneath the gaze of the pyramids, a $1 billion mega-project is underway. The Grand Egyptian Museum. This cutting-edge facility will unite every piece from Tutankhamun's tomb under one roof. At the heart of the museum will rest a dazzling masterpiece, Tutankhamun's golden coffin. Ahmed Abdrabu, a leading conservator, is overseeing its preparation. The coffin was one of the most spectacular discoveries made in 1922 by HowardCarter's team. Hidden behind a false wall, they found a stone sarcophagus guarding 3 nested coffins. The innermost, made of solid gold and encrusted with gemstones, cradled the king's mummy, his face adorned with the iconic death mask, now one of the most recognizable artifacts in history. But how did the ancient artisans craft such a flawless golden coffin? Ahmed's investigation reveals a fascinating secret. Beneath the gleaming surface of gold lies a layer of ancient technology, linen. These bandages, carefully laid over the uneven wooden surface, allowed the artisans to wrap it with gold thinner than modern shrink wrap, creating a mirror-smooth finish nearly 3,300 years ago, a secret known only to the most skilled craftsmen of the Pharaoh's court. Even now, millennia later, we continue to unlock the mysteries of Tutankhamun. 4 to 5 miles south of Cairo, near the ancient frontier town of Aswan, Professor Alejandro Jimenez Arano is on a mission. At Kubbat El Hawa, he's been excavating for over a decade, searching the tombs of the elite officials who once ruled the southern provinces under pharaohs like Tutankhamun. In 2017, Alejandro uncovered the tomb of the brother of Serenput, a powerful Aswan governor. Now, he's back hoping to learn more about this noble family's connections to the BoyKing. And today, something promising has been found. Just 40 miles north of Aswan lies another crucial site, the massive sandstone quarries of Gebel El. These quarries supplied the stone that built Luxor and Karnak, some of Egypt's greatest temples. Here, archaeologists John Ward and Dr. Maria Nilsson have spent 8 years uncovering the lives of those who worked these ancient quarries, living aboard a houseboat on the Nile with their dog, Carter, named, of course, after Howard Carter. They are now investigating a new mystery. Did Tutankhamun himself use this quarry? Today, time is against them. Their morning commute across the Nile runs late, and every minute matters in the intense desert sun. The temperature will soon soar above 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Once on land, they face a grueling hike, hauling their equipment over half a mile of rocky, sun-baked terrain. With time slipping away, they split up to cover more ground. John in search of quarry workers' homes. Maria focused on dating the site to Tutankhamun's reign. This could be it, she says, the evidence we need to link this site to the BoyKing. From the splendor of golden coffins to the sun-scorched quarries of ancient stonecutters, the story of Tutankhamun continues to unfold piece by piece, layer by layer. Every artifact, every tomb, every hidden clue brings us one step closer to understanding not only a king but a civilization that shaped the world. If he can find distinctive pottery with the telltale markings, it could help him date the site. Look at the amount of pottery on the floor. Trish, this is where Ru should excavate. Where's Thesophist root down? While Maria starts her hunt for clues at a quarry face that has been untouched for millennia, 40 miles south of Gebel El. In Aswan, workers excavating close to Governor Serenput's tomb find ancient chisel marks. Here there is some mething. That is quite strange, because we have a type of carving and this is smoother. So this early we have no idea we are going to find. Hey, look. Sand is going down, probably indicating that here we have a hole. I've seen Thisonly when we have a funerary chamber there. It could be a tomb, but is there any treasure buried beneath the golden sand? Alejandro and his team have centuries of rubble to dig through before they can uncover what is hiding in this corner of Kubbat El. We can see only a smooth carving of 10 centimeters, and no, we have 30 centimeters. If it's a tomb, it could belong to a leading member of one of Egypt's most influential families. Ah, look. Yeah, look at that. It would be a chamber. We still have muck material to remove, but sure, we have a burial chamber. Just 55 yards away lies the tomb of the head of a powerful family, Serenput II, the governor of Aswan. Is it possible that the tomb Alejandro is unearthing nearby could belong to someone as prominent? This tomb shows the grandeur of the governors. They wanted to show their power. Serenput II was a rich and influential leader. He was an important chief from Aswan, part of a ruling class of commanding and wealthy families. From an island on the Nile, they controlled the gateway to Africa and guarded important trade routes along the Nile into Egypt. African traders brought in luxury goods for the pharaohs, such as ebony, leopard skins, and ostrich eggs. But most importantly of all, they brought in gold from Nubia that filled the tombs of the mighty pharaohs, including Tutankhamun just yards away from Sarenput to burial chamber. Okay, Alejandro's team excavates a tiny hole into their ancient tomb. Here we have some termites. This is good evidence because they are always looking for the coffins. These are the great moments. Finally, this tomb can give up its secrets. It's amazing. Some bandages, some bones. We have the closing slab over there. It's very well made. It's huge. Alejandro can see just the top of the tomb. It will take his team days to excavate and to discover its treasures. 400 miles north in Tutankhamun expert, Professor Nozomu Kawai is back for his third season, excavating the Saqqara Plateau. Nozomu, we just keep digging. He is looking for the tombs of the elite who would have served Tutankhamun. An untouched tomb in this area could hold priceless golden treasure. Nozomu. This is at the center of the administration and economy, but the tombs of the high officials who are running the country has been missing. Nozomu found the entrance to what he hopes is a tomb. This year he intends to go further and enter it. Nozomu, the entrance. It's covered with bricks. At the end of the tunnel, Nozomu finds a mud brick wall and a stela, an ancient inscribed stone, often commemorating the dead. It's a clue to what could lie beyond the brick wall. Nozomu, if we excavate underneath, we will probably find doorways. So, actually, the entrance is pretty much covered with the sand and rubble at this moment. It's a promising sign Nozomu is on the verge of a huge discovery. He knows this whole area houses burial chambers of the elite, and a few hundred yards away is a clue from one of Tutankhamun's trusted servants. Archaeologists in 1996 found a rocky ridge buried under the desert sand. Inside it, they uncovered a tomb. When they removed the sand from the entrance chamber, they revealed a stunning image on the wall. A young King Tutankhamun sitting on the lap of a woman. They identified her as Maya, a nurse who raised the BoyKing, and this was her tomb. How many more of his closest allies lie undiscovered inside the ridge? Nozomu's team carefully removed the stela. Nozomu, this is the first find of the project. We are really excited. In the field research tent, Nozomu gets a closer look. The stela shows three gods, Sokar, Thoth, and Anubis. They are gods Sometum associate with the underworld, and he's seen them somewhere before. On the back of the famous death mask of Tutankhamun, Sokar and Anubis are engraved in the hieroglyphs. Could this be another clue that behind the brick wall at the end of the tunnel lies a tomb? 375 miles south in the quarries of Gebel El Cid, John and Maria are searching for evidence of the lost quarry of Tutankhamun. Go into the fissure, go along it, leave the big stone in situ. But to confirm it is Tutankhamun's quarry, they need to date it, and one way is to look for his distinctive style of blue pottery. I need that to give him a definite chronology. To put this squarely within Tutankhamun's period, Maria searches for clues at a quarry face that has been abandoned for centuries. Sometimes an inscription can just pop out because the light is perfect. She works with fellow archaeologist, Dr. Nils Billing. We got Anak right into it. Nils word Ankh means life in ancient Egyptian, and the sound is the middle part of Tutankhamun's name. Maria and Nils need to find Tutankhamun, a complete name, which they expect to be displayed on a royal seal, known as a cartouche. If it exists here, it's proof this quarry was once officially used by the BoyKing. Okay, so we know what level to search for, so let's just scout the area. Nils, if they find it, it could mean that the young Tutankhamun was quarrying here for massive building projects previously unknown to archaeologists. Nils, over here, we got something. Maria continues her hunt for evidence. This ancient quarry, hidden away in the deserts of the south of Egypt, was once used by Tutankhamun. She searches for a cartouche, used by pharaohs. In 1922, HowardCarter found a golden shrine in Tutankhamun's tomb that contained vessels of mummified organs. On the inside chest, he discovered 2 cartouches believed to offer powerful protection from evil spirits. 7 hieroglyphs spell, tout Tutankhamun's name. 3 more spell, ruler of Thebes. On the second cartouche, the sun disk and the scarab beetle, both symbols of immortality and rebirth. These powerful signs helped the pharaoh's spirit and soul find his body and resurrect him. At the quarry face, Nils decodes the hieroglyphs. Nils, we haveth, name of Tutankhamun. That is a loaf of bread. It has the phonetic value T. The bird is a, then ANKH. Amen, you can read here. A feather is the sign for a ma, and this sign, which is a sign of a monument, and that is spelled man, Amen Tut Ank Amun. But something catches his eye. Nils, this waterline is an N, but actually they've added another N here, which is unusual. Anthon, you would have expected another T up here to fulfill the word, to make the word complete. Tut. Have the team found Tutankhamun's name, or have they found ancient graffiti? 375 miles north in Saqqara, Nozomu hunts for the tombs of Tutankhamun's inner circle of advisors. His team is excavating what Nozomu hopes is a tomb from the time of Tutankhamun. If he is right, it will be the discovery of his career. And just yards away, outside the entrance, they have a promising discovery. Nozumu, we found 3 mummies this morning. The mummies may reveal vital clues about the possible tomb. So Nozumu works with mummy expert Professor Salima Ikram to decode what they could be. Salima, and the first thing to look at is this mummy. It's really very lovely. It's not oriented in theism way as the other ones. At this site, most of the mummy's heads point to the south. This mummy's head points to the north. Salima, and now we know why, because if you see here, you've got this band, this tape with these torch strips on either side, and this is very typical of the Coptic period. The Coptic period is Egypt's era of Christianity, when and the reign of Tutankhamun, but Nozumu needs to know if all the mummies here are from this later period. The clues may be in how the mummies are prepared. Long before the pharaohs of Egypt, mummies happened naturally when dead bodies dried up. In the hot Egyptian desert, the early Egyptian priests then started to deliberately preserve the bodies of the dead pharaohs for the afterlife by covering them with a mixture of salts and removing their brains, guts, and other internal organs. Mummification grew in sophistication over centuries, as priests stuffed the nose with seeds and replaced the eyes with onions to make them even more lifelike. But after the Romans invaded Egypt in 30 BC, more importance was placed on the appearance of coffins. As Christianity spread across Egypt, mummification became more basic. Salima has a quick way to date this mummy. If the remains are salty, it means it could be an early Egyptian-style burial, when a lot of salt was used for preservation. Salima desiccation was minimal, but it's hard to tell because the sand a bit salty. Nozumu, yes, Salima, but not now for it. Nozumu, yeah, we have crystals. Salima to precipitate, but it wasn't very salted. The lack of salt could mean this mummy is from the Coptic period, when their simple mummification process did not use as much salt. Salima, you also in Egypt and at Saqqara have a low tie-free use of tombs, but they don't throw people out, because you might get a curse upon you. This mummy shows that the Saqqara necropolis was used all the way from the time of King Tutankhamun, right up until the Coptic period. But Nozumu's potential tomb appears to be unopened, and there is a chance the original occupant, possibly from Tutankhamun's reign, is still there. Getting inside, however, is a huge challenge. The ceiling is incredibly fragile and the team worry it will collapse. Nozomu. If the humidity resists, it's not good for the structure. If they put 1 foot out of place, the tunnel might collapse on their heads. In the lab of the new Grand Egyptian Museum in Cairo, an army of specialists are working around the clock to investigate and preserve Tutankhamun's treasures. All 5,398 are set to go on display, including a 3,300-year-old chair, once used by the BoyKing. It's down to Ahmed El-Sheikha to restore it, ready for museum visitors. But all Tutankhamun's treasures were almost lost forever. When HowardCarter discovered the tomb 100 years ago, he found it had been broken into long before. But why did those first tomb raiders leave so much treasure behind? The robbers may have been the tomb builders themselves. Breaking in soon after sealing the tomb, they stole as much as they could carry. The theft was discovered and the shaft was filled with limestone chippings. But a second gang of robbers dug through the rubble and carried away more of the riches. Then a flash flood dumped a thick layer of rocks over Tutankhamun's tomb, protecting it for nearly 3,500 years. In the lab, Ahmed is trying to save a chair, once sat in by Tutankhamun, and he's discovered it's made from a very fragile material. After HowardCarter's team excavated these artifacts, they hoped to prevent decay by coating them with paraffin wax. 100 years on, the once soft wax has hardened and the papyrus is starting to snap. Tutankhamun's ancient chair could break at any moment. Ahmed must act quickly to save this priceless artifact, but he faces a problem. The wax has made the papyrus brittle. To save the chair, Ahmed must carefully remove the wax with a scalpel, but time is not on his side. It's a painstaking task, but without the museum's army of specialists, these artifacts would eventually disintegrate, and the treasures of Tutankhamun would be lost again, and this time forever. 400 miles south in Gebel El Asela Nils, this was not done in haste. No, Maria and Nils think they have found Tutankhamun's name carved into the quarry face. I find it intriguing, but the spelling mistake has thrown the find into doubt. If Nils can confirm, then it is like a claim that says that this quarry was used during the time of Tutankhamun. Nils, it's made in the size that it actually should be seen. This is official. Nils and Maria are now convinced Tutankhamun's name was inscribed here officially. It is vital evidence he used the quarry. Just take this little bit here and just give a sweep and see what we got. John looks for flashy, soft, distinctive blue pottery made in Tutankhamun's reign. Start in this area here. With this, he hopes to find a second way to date the site and prove this settlement was used by Tutankhamun's quarry workers. This is better. There's smaller fragments is exactly what I'm after. Heavy foot traffic within the encampment itself, showing that people were coming and going. John has found small bits of broken pottery, suggesting people once lived here, but not the telltale Tutankhamun blue pottery. We're okay, hold on, follow, go. But they do find something astonishing. My heart is pumping. Yeah, it's pumping. A rare amulet shaped like a scarab beetle. Now, The reason we are excited about scarabs is of course that if you turn them and will got an imprint on them, then that can give us a firm date. The scarab beetle represented rebirth, so the ancient Egyptians made scarab-shaped amulets as lucky charms. They were made from stone, metal, or even precious gems. This is what TA is all about. Scarabs were often inscribed with a depiction or name of a god. The identity of the god could help date it. Oh, are you ready? I'm gonna let you see it first. Okay, it's got a god. Okay, I gotta see it now. Yeah. Oh wow, can the scarab help prove this is Tutankhamun's quarry? John and Maria try to decode the engraving on the ancient scarab. We've got a bit of glyph at the top. Oh, they hope it can help them prove Tutankhamun's quarry workers once lived here. Probably Horus, so it lies quite nicely in the time frame of Tutankhamun. Look above us. Horus comes flying as we find it. An engraving of an ancient Egyptian god, Horus, could place the scarab in Tutankhamun's reign. His rule brought with it religious transformation. Tutankhamun's father, the pharaoh Akhenaten, abandoned Egypt's old gods and decreed the worship of just one god, the sun god. But at the age of 9, Tutankhamun became one of the youngest pharaohs ever. He abolished the worship of a single sun god and reinstated all the old Egyptian gods. Like Horus, under the rule of their king god Amen. Maria and John's discovery of the sky god Horus here is a clue. The site dates to Tutankhamun's time. It is a great find. Can it get any better? But Maria and John need absolute proof this is a Tutankhamun site and continue their search for the telltale clue. Tutankhamun's distinctive style of blue pottery. 40 miles south in Aswan, Alejandro is back on site. He's hoping to discover more about the family of Governor Sirenput II. Alejandro's team has now excavated the discovered tomb and he can investigate it properly. The craftsmanship and location of the rock-cut tomb suggests this is the burial chamber of the elite, but there is no mummy. However, there are clues to who could have been buried inside. These are the only remains that we found. The team finds fragments at the bottom of the tomb that may hold the key. These wooden shards are what's left of a coffin, but Alejandro discovers unusual markings on them. I have just noticed the presence of a couple of eyes. Here we have One and another eye. These eyes are wedged eyes, meant to let the dead see outside the coffin, and they normally match exactly the size of the body inside. The small size and shape of the eyes tells Alejandro who possibly occupied the tomb. This is a coffin of a child, very young, I would say almost a baby, with no more artifacts and without an inscription to decipher. Alejandro will never know the name of the tomb's owner, but he can still decode more clues. Just framed colors and the type of wood. This coffin was prepared for a member of the elite. Alejandro is closer to finding more of this powerful family. His search for the governing rulers of Aswan and the pharaoh's most trusted subjects continues. We do not have here Tutankhamun, but we have some information which is in the end what we are looking for. 400 miles north, in the labs of the Grand Egyptian Museum, Ahmed is working on one of Tutankhamun's greatest treasures, a golden processional chariot. But like many of Tutankhamun's treasures found by HowardCarter, it has also been preserved in wax. Ahmed needs to remove all the wax, but it has hardened to a brittle and precarious condition. The delicate gold layer beneath makes this a precarious task. The task falls to conservation expert Ahmed. He must make a special cleaning gel using ethanol acetate and white spirit. The slightest error in the solution risks irreparable damage to the precious chariot. What should look like a thick gel has come out as a watery solution, which could loosen more than just the wax. Ahmed cannot risk damaging the chariot. All hopes are on the second batch. It's a nerve-jangling wait. If Ahmed's got the mix wrong, it could strip the gold from Tutankhamun's chariot. After 10 anxious minutes, it's the moment of truth. For Ahmed, has the cleaning solution worked, or has it caused irreparable damage to the priceless chariot? Now, with a working solution, Ahmed and the team will be able to restore the chariot to sit proudly alongside Tutankhamun's other treasures, almost 400 miles south in Gebel El Basula. John and Maria search for blue decorated pottery from Tutankhamun's reign, exclaims. One of the workers spots a flash of blue in the golden sand. You are about to make me a very happy man. Ooh, absolutely beautiful. Both me and Maria have always said that this is the quarries of Tut, but we've never had the proof until now. Maria takes a look to check for certain if it is from the time of Tutankhamun. I would place Thisay in the Tutankhamun period. Blue signify royalty, the gods as well. Blue is a very rare color for them to find and work with. They do indicate that our workers' village is from the time of Tutankhamun. Couldn't have wished for a better piece of evidence. Excellent. John and Maria have the evidence they need. They think they can prove this is the quarry of Tutankhamun, 375 miles north in Saqqara. It's Nozomu's life's work to prove Tutankhamun's inner circle of elite are buried here. After 3 weeks he's discovered the entrance to a tomb, and now it's the moment of truth. If the ceiling collapses, it could be fatal. But to see what's in there, someone will have to crawl down the long corridor inside the tomb. Despite the fragile roof and the danger of collapse, one of Nozomu's team crawls deeper into the tomb. The risk is worth it. Archaeological treasures are everywhere. He looks The team need to reinforce the ceiling before they can all venture inside and truly examine what they have found. Nozamu's team will be back to uncover more of the plateau's secrets next year and see if the elite of Tutankhamun are hidden below. In the meantime, Nozamu must brick up the entrance to protect the treasures inside. Nozamu, I'm gonna dedicate to excavate the rest of my life. This is just beginning, Almost 3,500 years after his death and 100 years after his rediscovery. Tutankhamun continues to beguile and fascinate, inspiring archaeologists from all over the world to come to Egypt for the chance to add their names to history and find their own lost treasures, captioned by Carter Captioning Services.